This is gonna blow your mind. Before we dive in, hit subscribe, like and share if you've ever wondered whether modern gear is really all it's cracked up to be. In today's world, we're told that the latest gear is the answer to every outdoor challenge. Ultra-light sleeping bags promise warmth and comfort, packing down to almost nothing. But is this high-tech gear truly reliable when survival is at stake? The convenience of modern equipment comes at a cost: fragility. A stray spark or a small tear can ruin a sleeping bag, leaving you exposed. In real emergencies, you're not camping on manicured sites. You're in mud, rocks and debris. Lightweight materials excel in ideal conditions, but can fail when you need them most. Military planners of the past knew this. For them, gear failure wasn't an inconvenience, it was life or death. That's why, before the obsession with featherlight gear, soldiers relied on equipment built for absolute reliability. Their sleeping systems were heavy, simple, and designed to survive the harshest environments. These old tools, forged in the crucible of conflict, may hold the real secrets to survival. Sometimes the best solution isn't the most comfortable. It's the one that never lets you down. Cold War military gear was built for survival, not comfort. Soldiers needed equipment that could withstand mud, rain, snow, and constant abuse. Comfort was secondary. Reliability was everything. The Bedroll was a prime example. Heavy-duty canvas outside, thick wool blankets inside. No delicate zippers or fragile fabrics, just tough, time-tested materials. If the canvas tore, it could be patched in the field. If the wool got wet, it still kept you warm. Soldiers didn't have to baby their gear. They trusted it to work night after night. This resilience gave confidence, not in brands, but in the gear's integrity. The military bedroll was a tool, not a luxury. It was heavy and bulky, but it was nearly indestructible. In the field, that mattered more than comfort. Dependability was the difference between life and death. That's a lesson modern gear often forgets. The Cold War bedroll was a system, a tough canvas shell and wool blankets. The canvas, treated for water resistance, shielded against rain, wind and rough ground. Inside, dense wool blankets provided insulation, even when damp. Soldiers folded the canvas around the blankets, securing them with straps to create a sleeping envelope. The design was modular add blankets for more warmth use, fewer in milder weather. Sometimes a sleeping mat or spare clothing added extra insulation. This setup created a microclimate. Canvas blocked the elements, wool trapped heat. Both materials breathed, reducing condensation. Heavy and low-tech, yes, but a fortress against the cold, trusted for generations. Using a bedroll was a skill, not just a matter of unrolling it. Soldiers picked sheltered spots behind rocks, in thickets or in ground depressions to escape the wind. They built insulating beds from pine boughs or leaves to keep the cold ground at bay. Layering was key. Wrap blankets snugly, wear dry clothes, and use the canvas to seal in warmth. The system adapted to any environment: urban ruins, muddy fields, or frozen forests. Its toughness meant it could be used anywhere, without fear of damage. The bedroll wasn't delicate. It was a tool to be used hard. Survival depended on skill as much as equipment. The soldier was an active participant, not a passive user. The military bedroll and the modern sleeping bag are worlds apart in philosophy. Modern bags are designed for comfort and lightness, but often at the expense of durability. In the field, a broken zipper or torn fabric can be catastrophic. The bedroll, with its simple straps and buckles, was easy to repair, no special tools needed. Soldiers could patch canvas or wool with basic supplies, keeping their gear functional. This repairability is rare in today's throwaway culture. The bedroll was heavy and bulky, but it worked even when dirty, wet or damaged. It sacrificed peak comfort for unwavering dependability. In survival, gear that always works, even imperfectly, is more valuable than gear that fails at the worst moment. The military chose reliability over luxury, and for good reason. That's a trade-off worth remembering. The lessons of the Cold War bedroll are timeless for anyone interested in survival. You don't need original military gear, just the principles. Start with a real wool blanket, warm, moisture-wicking and versatile. Pair it with a heavy-duty canvas tarp for a weatherproof shell. Fold the tarp around the blanket to make a sleeping envelope, or use it as a shelter or ground sheet. The system is modular. Add blankets for more warmth, use natural materials for insulation, or combine with modern mats. This approach encourages adaptability and skill, not just reliance on technology. It grows with your experience, rewarding knowledge over gear. The real strength is in the system's simplicity and flexibility. Survival is about understanding principles, not just owning equipment. In a world obsessed with new technology, the Cold War bedroll reminds us of the power of simplicity. Survival isn't about the fanciest gear, it's about reliability, adaptability, and skill. The real lesson isn't to abandon modern equipment, but to understand the principles that make old gear effective. Layering wind and water barriers, ground insulation, and materials that work when wet, these are timeless. Technology can help, but it can't replace knowledge. True preparedness is about skill, not just stuff. A simple tarp and blanket used well can outperform expensive gear in the hands of the unskilled. The most important survival tool is your mind. Let's rediscover these old skills and share this wisdom. In the humble bedroll, we find lessons in resilience and resourcefulness. Simplicity endures, especially when it matters most.